towards qualifying as our second grand finalist here at the 31st DK.
Yep, I'm looking forward to see how it all goes down. But as of yet, Team Indonesia, they're going to be opening up with the tank Ruby. We have Vin going to be opening up the man alongside with Sans. Moon, however, nothing much is crazy. But I feel like Zorn has the tendency coming in to actually go in for the invades, whereas Team Indonesia, they have actually swapped up their starting lane from jungle, where the Boxer is actually opting to go for the orange buff over the purple buff. And likewise coming from Chico as well, it's kind of surprising usually that I was expecting them to go for a purple buff start, but they are both of them are actually mirroring each other, going for orange start instead.
It does look like both teams were considering the possibility that the enemy team might go for the invade. After all, these are both very aggressive teams, so they did decide to start on the orange buff as a safer way to avoid their first buff from being taken. However, interestingly enough, both sides have elected not to do so this time, so it's going to be a little bit more of a passive early game jungle than you normally would expect.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's more on towards the scaling into its later stage of the game, right? I feel like overall in general, Team Indonesia has a stronger late game potential because of the 1-1, but at the same time, the win condition for Team Malaysia is to accelerate the carries farm a little bit more to actually try and punish the Baxia later on, which we eventually requires at least 2 to 3 items. Like you said as well, potential golden staff. Team Indonesia is going to be prepared. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be second finals. We will be resuming the match, and this is going to be the match that you guys got to watch.
What is interesting here is that Team Indonesia has elected to go with the Vin Sands combo instead of the Keyboy Luminaire combo. I'm wondering which of these lineups is actually the main lineup for Team Indonesia, but considering all these players are all-stars, I don't really think they need a main lineup. They can swap whoever they need around depending on the situation.
Agreed. Momo, however, gonna be farming a little bit greedy on this gold crab. Seems like he is gonna be able to get it as contrast to CW that's not gonna be able to contest it as well. It seems like CW actually going for the exploit weakness marksman emblem instead of the I would say the mobility electro flash in that regard.
Yeah, but Weakness Finder is definitely a much more common pick for 1-1 regardless, so this is understandable coming out of CW. Right now, I'm interested in what Team Malaysia is going to try to do. As we mentioned, they need to start things off with momentum, and it does look like a fight is happening down here, but both sides are pretty tanky to start off the game, so no casualties just yet.
Yep, Chico taking a little bit HP off in that remarks as well. He is going to be a bomber. He's going to have a lot of very, very quick objectives, but now the question remains, Team Indonesia, how can Sans benefit on the kill? Because who do they pick off? From the side of Malaysia, catching off 4 mates is nearly close to impossible because of the thick HP bar, unless he makes a mistake. Chico, however, is going to be an easier target to go for, but look at this. They are going to be zoning off Team Malaysia for this turtle pick, and 4 mates going to be coming in. And it seems like Team Malaysia, they will concede the first turtle just because they lost the map control rather early on.
I think that's a smart choice from Team Malaysia. Better to not force it here. Otherwise, they are just giving away advantage to Team Indonesia. They're already a little bit behind in terms of map control. Better not to give out more. Zorn here going to be waiting in the bush. He does see the rotation, so he's able to warn Momo to back it up.
Yeah, I don't think Team Indonesia knows he's still sitting there as well. Team Malaysia doesn't exactly have a good time to actually start off this fight rather early. They're going to be playing it a little bit safe before the next couple of fights. I believe Moon needs a couple more items as well. Sicilian, not exactly that strong rather early on, unless the clock destiny starts to pop off. And so that's going to be the way to go for now. But I feel like Indonesia, despite after taking the first turtle, they're in a much more comfortable position to force fights, rather compared to Team Malaysia is looking to capitalize on mistakes just because of the economy lead coming from Indonesia.
Indonesia, once they hit level 4, are definitely much more capable of fighting as compared to Malaysia, simply because Albert on this Vaxia will be quite sturdy and will buy enough time for Vince and Sans to make havoc onto Malaysia's backline. Meanwhile, only Chiku can really take a good fight at level 4, so it's better for them to hold on a little bit for Moon and Momo, but they're looking for CW.
Yeah, seems like that is going to be the case as well. CW cannot escape this. Do they have the damage finish bomb? Yes, they will. Down to his last health, but it seems like he won't be able to prop the crossbow attack, and he is going to survive. Zorn, down to his last health, needs to make a run for it. Meanwhile, the rest of Team Indonesia is going to come in, and they will get first, but on Momo, despite The nice attempt coming from Team Malaysia to get a kill. Oh my goodness, you hate to see it, but that is going to be a big fat win for Team Indonesia.
That's just really unfortunate for Team Malaysia there. They almost got CW, but ended up losing Momo themselves. And because they know Chiku is at bottom side, Albert able to invade and steal away Malaysia's orange buff.
Oh, that's very, very nicely done coming from Team Indonesia as well. And wow, the CW was able to survive that because of the inspired plays. He opted not to get staggered by the bouncer ball, just standing still, and he was just challenging his way through, somehow manages to get the proc, and because of that, Zorn is going to be able to be shut down. But as of yet, looks like the aggressive play coming from Vin is going to force a fight. Looks like a big I'm offender. Catches 3 members coming from Team Malaysia, and they are going to get chipped away, and just like that, Sans gets another kill, and Zorn's get picked off, and Indonesia immediately gets a huge lead in terms of economy, and immediately snowballs for the second turtle.
This is exactly the kind of start that Team Indonesia is looking for here. Chiku able to get his purple buff away from the invade, but you can already see that Team Indonesia is completely expanding their map influence into Malaysia's own jungle. And while yes, Momo and Moon will scale up quite well into the late game, we have to know that CW and Sans will do exactly the same. They can't let this continue happening.
Yep, and that's pretty much it for the fight for now. But as of yet, Team Malaysia, they are going to be in a very big deficit. Barely even 5 minutes in the game, Team Indonesia already getting a very quick tier 1 down bottom. Meanwhile, this is going to be a stalemate coming from both these teams as oh, looks like there is going to be a pause here as everyone is going to be standing still as of yet, I guess.
So far, if we look at the net worth difference, Indonesia is already 3k in the lead, only 5 minutes into the game. This is a very big gap at this stage, and it's going to be quite difficult for Team Malaysia to come back from this, considering that Indonesia already has.
Phil means with his early kills, it is going to get those early power spikes on level 7, level 8 very quickly for the next upcoming fight. So as of yet, they are already in this vicinity, and I believe Sans did have, I would say, a first item Clock of Destiny instead of a usual upgraded boost shoes, and also a mystery shop. This is going to put him in a situation where he's going to hit very hard rather early, whereas Team Malaysia they need to start to build a lot of magic defense very soon.
You can see here that both Sans and Win are waiting in the bush. They know that Zorn is waiting there, forces out the flicker from the Kufra. That is an important tool for this hero, and Zorn will not have access to it for the next 2 minutes.
Well, that is actually a big bait as well coming from him, considering that is major ultimates coming from Team Indonesia. But somehow Team Indonesia, they're not actually going for the first commitment as well. Sans doesn't have the ultimate, and looks like this is going to be an option for Team Malaysia to make this fight. Chico tries to go in for a challenge. Win will pay for the price. However, the crossbow attacks coming from CW will join in rather early, and this is what I'm talking about as well. He will always try and take advantage of the situation and to join the fight as early as possible, and because of this, he was able to get a very early lead just like that once again.
CW has already proven in many previous games that his mechanics are... Oh, no. That is not good. Formaze and Zorn instantly taken out. The combo from Indonesia proving to be way too strong. And Team Malaysia gonna drop another 2 members.
Oh my goodness. That was a big fat catch coming from Sans just like that. And over the items itself as well, looks like they are going to be giving the 3rd total in the back. Meanwhile, on the top side as well, Momo is going to get completely bullied out from R7. He does have the power spike to fight his way through. Chico is going to be joining the fight, but look at this. R7, he doesn't really care. He wants to actually finish off Momo. Unfortunately to say, Momo is in a very threatening position. Meanwhile, the rest of Team Indonesia is going to be invading onto his Malaysia's buff territory.
You can see that because of this aggression from Indonesia, the way that they've been able to invade the jungle, Albert is already 2 levels ahead of Chiku. That's why the Ballman isn't doing much. They flicker backwards, catch out Moon, setting up the kill for Sans yet again. This Ruby Veil combo is a problem for Team Malaysia.
That's really scary, considering that CY just walked past 4 Maze, completely ignoring the turret, and immediately shifts his focus onto his Moon. And I believe that Moon wasn't expecting that at all. And because of this priority decision coming from Indonesia, they were able to get a very easy pickings. Moon now, however, gets a lightning trunken, but is not going to do anything in this next couple of fights, considering how far ahead Team Indonesia is 8 minutes into the game. But it seems like we are going towards a pause for now.
I believe that we've heard that there is going to be yet another technical pause. Seems like
we are going to be jumping straight into the game where Team Indonesia is going to be looking to try and chip away at everything. But based on the formations right now, Team Malaysia, they are going to be looking to help Momo get his farm. And that's going to be the early go-to staff coming from Momo.
It's pretty early, yes, but now you see Formaze, he's completely out of position. CW already has the crossbow of 10, gonna be able to use it. Formaze down to his final HP bar, 1v4, nothing he can do. But I think this is fine, honestly. Formaze, he bought time. Malaysia got a tower in the top lane.
Yeah, that's going to be a little bit of space creation for him. He's going to be voluntarily serving a life, but here comes the pickoff coming in. No, San's not going to be able to connect that, so Team Malaysia will narrowly survive for now. Sans, however, going to be forced to recall back to actually get his health back up, but the Lord is going to be available for grab. Team Malaysia going to be completely ignoring it, likewise coming from Indonesia, but R7 will trade the tier 1 up top.
This is going to be pretty rough for Malaysia right now, but very easy sailings for Team Indonesia. They are currently 6,000 net worth ahead, 9.5 minutes into the game. I do think that a lot of that is going to be on CW as well, which is a situation you never want to be in against a 1-1. That's now R7 jumping on top of Momo. He's probably going to get caught out here. Lethal counter. Not enough to finish him off. R7 going to be able to walk away.
No way. R7 with the quick sidestep just like that. Not going to be able to do anything about the situation. Oh, you hate to see it, but Team Malaysia are not going to be able to do anything about that as well. He tried to sidestep his way through, but he went down towards the last tick of health. It's just very, very unfortunate, and they needed that sort of kills to actually get some sort of recovery comeback in terms of economy.
As of right now in this game, it does feel like that Team Malaysia is getting quite notably outclassed by the all-star Indonesian team. Obviously, we've seen teams be able to pull off comebacks at this stage, but it's going to take quite the miracle run from Team Malaysia, as right now, all Team Indonesia needs to do is not make mistakes.
Exactly. The Lord is going to be grabbed from inside Team Indonesia. It is going to be forced down middle. Chico, however, is going to be slowing down the Lord a little bit here to try and sync up the lanes, but the rest of the Team Indonesia is going to be knocking into the inhibitors very, very soon. Team Indonesia seems like they are gonna try and close up the game very, very quickly, because Team Malaysia, they just lost all their outer stars, and that doesn't seem to be a play anytime soon.
Team Malaysia right now are 9,000 gold behind Indonesia, 11 minutes into the game. This is the kind of gold discrepancy that you do not expect to be able to come back from. They need a miracle run. They need Indonesia to make some sort of massive mistake. And I'm pretty sure that from what we've seen of Team Indonesia, that is not going to happen.
Dude, CW is 9.3k net worth as of now. He's got the Athena show, he's got the Silent Phantom, and I don't think Team Malaysia can do anything to actually kill him, considering how mobile CW is, and he's already level 13. Moon is pretty much the main damage dealer to actually shut his way through, but it's nearly impossible to actually finish him off now as of this stage. You can see why Team Malaysia is just so afraid to force the fight, just because of how quickly CW is. Look at this, barely even 12 minutes of the game, CW is already level 14, almost level 15.
Team Indonesia now has complete control over the map. They can farm both jungles with impunity. Team Malaysia completely forced to just stay in their base. There is nothing they can do. And Team Indonesia, all they gotta do is wait for the Lord to come back up, and then they can use it to push in. I don't even think Team Malaysia are close enough in terms of farms to actually defend against it.
Yep, and as of yet, seems like that is going to be the play to go, but I don't know. How long is this going to be dragged out? Because Team Indonesia, you can see smiles on Albert's face as well, as he is going to be looking to go in for a couple of crazy plays potentially. But this boxer is 1-0-4, level 15. They're just so far ahead in terms of economy, and there's just nothing Team Malaysia can do right now. And they're just sitting in the base, just waiting for the right moment, playing it a little bit safe. But I believe this next Lord, the moment the play comes in, Team Indonesia is going to be able to practice the defense for Team Malaysia. And I don't think they can actually do too much about it.
Yeah, I don't really think so. This is quite difficult to watch, to be honest. It is a very slow asphyxiation by Team Indonesia. The Luminous Lord has now spawned in the land of Dawn. Obviously, Team Malaysia not going to be able to do anything to contest this. And that means that we're going to be seeing this push down a lane very, very soon for what may be Malaysia's final defense.
Yep, exactly. And that is going to be, you know, a little bit of pressure coming in as well. Formace is a little bit under level. Zord looks like he's going to try and make a play against R7. That is going to be the sprint coming from him as he zips out of the situation. He's going to be A-OK. And it seems like sprint on Esmeralda puts him in a situation where he's very, very difficult to kill. So no Purify, sprint is way to go.
Right now, we see Immortality being purchased by Vin as well, so he's going to be able to just execute even more aggressive plays. Luminous Lord pushing down but mid lane. CW dropping real low as well. Sam's gonna be wasting his abilities, but Crossbow of Tang has been executed, taking out Moon. Formaze now in the backline along with Zorn. They get CW. Finally, a shutdown on the 1-1.
Oh, wow.
Luminous Lord taking out the mid inhibitor as R7 jumps in with the falling Star Moon, finding Chiku. Now it is a 3v4 situation. Formaze, though, very tanky, can buy a lot of time. The Luminous Lord is now down. Formaze down to his final HP bar. They are clearing up the minion wave, but I'm Offended catches out Formaze. He's gonna drop over to the side of Team Indonesia. Albert finds him. Zorn, Momo, the only one surviving. Momo trying to do his best, but he is the next target. He is going to get targeted. Flicker going to allow him to get out of that, but the final inhibitor will drop for the side of Team Malaysia.
Well, it seems like Team Indonesia, they're playing a little bit safe. They managed to get all the inhibitors, but they need to go for the reset. Not exactly sure why, but they do have the capabilities to close out the game. But playing it safe is going to be the way to go, just because of how, if they die a single time, it's going to give a huge swing in terms of economy into Team Malaysia. So not taking those kind of risks is going to be the disciplined plays, even though technically they can. However, Divine Clay purchase up on Moon means that he is going to start to clap very hard. But Team Indonesia, they are going to wait this out, and they are going to stop Team Malaysia because of this play. Not giving any sort of kills is the right play. If any one of them from side Team Indonesia dies, it is going to give a little bit of a glimmer of hope for Team Malaysia to come back into this game.
Except it's not going to make too much of a difference here, considering that the net worth difference now is 13,000 in favor of Team Indonesia. Yes, Team Malaysia were able to successfully defend their base in the previous push, but they lost all of their structures. And now with the next Lord coming up in 35 seconds, I am thinking that this game is not going to be lasting for too much longer.
Yeah, I don't know how this is happening as well, but we are heading towards late game territories as well, as Team Malaysia needs to hit their final level 15s. As 20 seconds left on the clock, Team Indonesia, they have the right play. Do they force the fight against Team Malaysia, or do they defend against the Lord? It's all about stalemates for now, as Team Malaysia can only sit and wait for the right moment to strike.
Right now, Malaysia, they've been stuck in their base for a very long time. They're just trying to hold the minion waves there for as long as possible, for reasons that I personally am not very certain about. Guess they're just pooling up their resources here so that they can farm it all at once.
Yeah, I like this decision as well, where they actually freeze the lane and sync it up so that everyone has an even share of farm, so that they can actually scale together. It's a very, I would say, teamwork-based concept to play this style, but hopefully it's going to be enough, because as of yet, Momo is finally level 15. Somehow, they managed to actually scale into this game, and Momo is also going to be full slaughter right now. So one wrong move from Team Malaysia means that Team Malaysia is going to be able to make a comeback, because they've got the damage, they've got what they're capable of as well. As Team Indonesia, they have the power potion advantage, but I feel like it is going to be a pretty close one, because as of now, Momo is going to be able to hit very hard because of this place. The disciplineness of Team Malaysia to survive it all is going to be the way to go, but hopefully it is going to be enough. It's not too late yet.
The Luminous Lord now going to be pushing in mid lane. This is the final defense here. Formaze already tanking it up. They're ready. They flicker backward. I'm Offended finds Momo. Mega kill going over the sands. Luminous Lord on top of the crystal. Jiku dropping real low as well. He's going to be the next one taken out. Immortality pop. Formaze on his last HP bar. Sands doing a lot of damage. And Indonesia just break right through the front door, taking game 1 against Team Malaysia.
Oh, that was a very clean game coming from Team Indonesia, winning on all fronts, especially when it came to the bottom lane. It all started